WHPR Studios, right here live from Highland Park. 88.1 Wake Up Radio Show, live and in person. We got JB in the house, one of my angels. Got Jackie O in the house, one of my other angels.
Hello.
We got Bosley in the house. Oh, G is in the house. We're missing an angel, but we replaced her with another angel. Running for mayor of Eastpointe. Go ahead, Ali, take it over.
Good morning, Wake Up Radio Show. We have our guest this morning, Ms. Monique Owens, who is currently the first black woman elected to City Council in Eastpointe. Right now, she's currently running for mayor of Eastpointe. We have her in as our guest, and we would like to talk to you out there listening to us live right now. We want the people living out in Eastpointe to listen in and know who you have representing you. We're going to put a number up. We want you to be able to call in and ask questions. And we just want Ms. Owens to have this platform, and we want to inspire people to get up November 5th and get out there and to vote for this woman who has made it her life's mission to get out there and to represent people, to stand for people, to speak for people. And of all places, we are in Eastpointe, Michigan, just right across 8 Mile Road.
Right across.
Good morning, Ms. Owens.
Good morning. Good morning.
Yeah,
Good morning,
take it.
everybody.
Take it.
First of all, thank you for allowing me this opportunity to, voice some of my opinions and let people know who I am. I really appreciate that. I was elected in 2017 as Eastpointe, as you said, first African American councilwoman, and now I'm running for mayor of this year. And some of you may know that the Department of Justice sued Eastpointe because they felt that Eastpointe did not allow African Americans to be elected in the city of Eastpointe.
Wow.
And so they did many much research on that, and found that it was to be true until I became elected. And so I felt like the mission was not done because no one ever ran for mayor in Eastpointe over 100 years now.
Wow.
And so, I wanted to change the dynamics. I wanted to change how people looked at us. I wanted to change how we looked at us. And I thought that was important because a lot of people still didn't know I was the first African American councilwoman. And when they found out, they were excited, but then I still felt like I didn't feel rewarded with that because they were excited to see somebody black at the table, but they didn't know what was my purpose. And when you don't know the purpose of somebody's job, it's like the excitement left me because I feel like I still had to educate us what a council person does. I had to educate us what state reps and governors do and things like that, because we just know what a president do. We just go out to vote when it's a presidential election. We go out to vote because our ancestors told us to. We don't even know who we voting for. We just do it because that is the norm, and our ancestors fought, but our ancestors did want us to know who our leaders are.
Right.
Not just standing in line because people died for that, but standing in line because they died for you to understand the purpose. And so I feel like me running for mayor, I have to re-educate us on what I presently do, what my the history, what I did in 2017, because sometimes people don't know what I do. They don't know that it's already somebody representing them. Okay. So it's a whole different, ball game. Now I have to reintroduce myself, which is okay. But then, how can I ask you for a vote to vote for me as a councilwoman? I mean, for a mayor, and you don't know what I do as a councilwoman. Right. So now I have to now I have a now it's a job now. So I'm okay with that because that's my job.
That's your job.
And I want us to learn.
So what is the job of a councilwoman?
What is it?
As yourself.
As myself. So you didn't know.
That's gotta ask.
That's okay though.
Yep.
That's a good question though. And so I didn't know until I was in my 30s. And so now it's my job to make sure that kids that are 5, 6, my kids are 10, now they know. So several of the jobs that I do, I probably can't say all of them, but one thing is we set laws in our city and local government. So when you have a ordinance that says that your grass can be this high or the streets aren't being fixed, I control those things with your tax money. Your local government makes sure that your tax money make sure that you have better city services. They make sure your police officers are paid. They make sure that the lights are on the streets and those holes that are, in your streets are being fixed and things like that. We are over making sure people are getting paid and salaries and things like that. We also give bids and contracts to different companies and things like that work for the cities. And things like that. And also, like I said, we just set different laws. Our main thing is setting legislative laws. and making sure the laws are to protect you.
Okay.
You know, things like that. So we set laws. We make sure people have jobs. We make sure city services are done. We also give back to charities with our money and things like that. And we do community service. So it's a lot that, you know, that goes into being a council person. But at the same time, we have to know where it starts. So when you pay your tax, all this taxes in your city and on your house and things like that, you know, we can either increase it, decrease it. We can increase your water bill, decrease it. That's you know, a lot of people don't know that.
Wow.
The government.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we can increase the taxes on your house and things like that.
They'll really
tax
become
on the
looking for you
business.
then.
Oh, they come looking for me when they have problems.
Right.
Because now they know that somebody that is in that seat that looks like them that can help them.
Okay.
So a lot of times people who didn't know me found out who I was because they needed my help now. Now it becomes a subject of importance.
Okay.
You know, when they tried to get a business and they felt like, oh, we was being discriminated against, who can help me? Then somebody said, you know, it's a councilwoman that look like you that can help you. Now it's like, okay, well, let me find this woman.
Okay.
You know, so sometimes people don't think something is important until it affects them.
That's right.
But
Okay.
then I want to get to you before it affects you,
Right.
so that you can know you have power before all that, you know.
So why are you running for mayor?
Why am I running? Because I feel like I can do more for my community as mayor.
Okay.
I think being a councilwoman is just the beginning,
Mhm.
and I feel like being mayor is the next level. In government, I feel like I have a platform where I can make people more successful. And sometimes the higher levels you go, the higher you can pull people up as you go. And I
Okay.
feel like as I do that, more people it becomes more important to people. Showing my face, this is not about me being the first African American. This is about me changing lives and giving hope to people and waking people up and letting them know they have power.
Mhm.
And sometimes people don't think they have power because nobody looks like them. People, go ahead, I'm
So
sorry.
right now, we have elections coming up November 5th.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and we have elections coming up in Eastpointe. We have a lot of brothers and sisters that live in Eastpointe. A lot of them don't know where the polls are in Eastpointe. A lot of them I talked to in my salon about you and about voting. Some of them don't vote, don't know where to go and vote. But at the same time, my concern is how do we get the individuals who live in Eastpointe that look like us to get to those polls to vote for someone who looks like them, named Monique Owens. That is the concern for me. This is what I'm hoping to inspire and what we're hoping to get out to the community of Eastpointe. So even though we're talking about Eastpointe, and I have to make it a little broader because I speak to the people that live in Detroit, Warren, Sterling Heights, Mount Clemens, St. Clair Shores, and all the surrounding areas. If you all know of anybody that live in Eastpointe, you know, I always put it out. Call your friend, sister, brother, cousin, uncle, next door neighbor, ex-woman, whoever. Let them know to get to those polls November the 5th and vote for Monique Owens. Learn about Monique Owens. So this is the thing. I want to spearhead this thing and get it to letting these people know November 5th is just around the corner. You know what I'm saying? So what approach do we take? How do we get those people right now to know that we need to get to those polls November 5th at Eastpointe?
Well, I had to go back to knocking on the doors. I got 2 billboards on Gratiot. And I'm
Really?
like, okay,
Where at?
Gratiot and Avon going in on the Detroit side, going into Eastpointe, and
Okay.
then on 10 Mile and Gratiot from Roseville going into Eastpointe. So anytime you're going into Eastpointe on Gratiot, you can see my
Okay.
billboard.
Okay.
I did the whole city of Eastpointe, giving out my flyers, the whole city. Also did massive mailings and things like that, just to come up to people that look like me and you to say, who are you again? And so when I say, okay, I gave you a flyer, I showed the billboard, I'm doing all these things, why I'm not reaching you? Oh, you know what? I didn't read it. Oh, I didn't know who you were. And these people, some of these people lived there for 20 years who probably did vote for me. And I said, I've been in the newspaper, Macomb, you know, Daily and CNG News, and they had me Channel 4 and all these things, and you don't know who I am? Well, I didn't read it. Now that becomes a problem for me because they're saying they're not reading something, or they just putting it to the side. Then it's a conversation of being visual. Now I have to knock doors. Now I have to go old school and let them know who I am, because it's a lot of times, you know, even I'm guilty of seeing something and putting it to the side and things like that. So I just have to do a different approach. And sometimes with, you know, people that, like I said, it's a trained learning in our community where we're not studying politics. It's not that important to us. Is that our fault? No. But later on in life, it does become our fault. Because now you're accountable for what you don't know when you can know it. Now we're accountable for it.
Right.
Now back in the day, it was no way you could really do it. Now we can. So now it's on you.
Okay.
You know, so then when just like yesterday, I was going and putting up flyers and stuff. I seen a guy that I grew up with. He said, yeah, I live in Eastpointe. I heard you was running for mayor. I said, are you going to vote for me? Well, I don't feel like voting. I don't want to. So I'm like, really? But then he came back and said, because the police always bothering me. I said, but did you know I am the boss of the police?
Right.
Now you have somebody that has the same, because I wasn't born a councilwoman. I was born black first.
Right.
So I understand the dynamics of what we go through. But at the same time, when you want to elect someone that has those same differences that you know, same things you face, you know, at the table with those people who might, you know, try to come at you a certain way, I can fight for you.
Mm-hmm.
I can't fight for you if I'm on the same side as you.
That's
I can't
true.
do anything. But if I'm inside, now I can know how to play the game, learn it, teach you. Now you can be on the same side with me. But some people are comfortable with being outside.
Wow.
Like you said, it's until something happens and that person is affected. Now they want to find somebody that looks like them. But see, one thing I've learned also, and even with me being a business owner in Eastpointe and seeing a lot of people, I would use the term cowardice.
Okay.
Our people will allow things to happen to them in Eastpointe because they don't see the people of color that can represent them because all they see is the clear people.
Right.
You see, so therefore we get quiet. We don't address what's going on. So my thing once again is that we need to get out there, and November 5th is just around the corner. So, you know, I like the door-to-door approach, but right now there's too many doors to knock on before November 5th. It's just around the corner. So I'm trying to see how can we spearhead this thing? How can we get you out there more? How can people know of you more? What is the next avenue we can take? Like this platform we're on right now. You know what I'm saying? We got even with the schools and the students and things of that nature, the parents always pull it up to the schools. You know, it's just, I would love to see this woman in office. Not just as the first black woman elected Mayor Eastpointe, but because she's a representative, she has a voice. And again, what I wanted to ask you is, how do you think the numbers would fare with us in Eastpointe versus the other people?
Well, actually, I am banking on us coming out because they're not. And so, and they know that. They know where we don't come out. It's statistics. It's shown. It's research.
Right. We don't vote.
Yeah.
We don't vote unless we are educated.
Right.
Because I fought for that.
Okay.
Because I believe that we do vote when we know who is running
Okay.
and we're educated about it. Because when anytime you're educated about something and you know something, then I feel like it's more important to you. But I don't feel like certain things are important because you don't understand it. And you don't understand it, then why should I vote? And that's why I said going door to door. People might have those questions what a council person does, you know, and might want to ask me.
A lot of people.
Yeah, and that's okay.
Do.
Yeah.
What they want to know what you're going to do for them. They don't see it in that flyer. They're not going to read it in that flyer. But you go and you voice yourself like you just did now. That was the best question you could have asked. What does a councilman do? Because I, sad to say, didn't know exactly what you all did. But when you said that, now you put your face to what you're going to do, and I know what to expect from you. And what you're able to do.
And that's why
a lot of people don't know that. And they need to know. It's sad that you can't, you won't be able to go door to door, but they need to see your face a lot more.
Yeah.
Are you being recognized now?
They need to hear
I'm being recognized now, but at the same time, how do I get people to understand what it is that I do so it can be important for me to go to the next level and how it affects them. Just like, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So like you said, so when people ask me what I do, I don't say, you should know that because I didn't know.
Right.
And it's all ages that don't know.
Yeah.
Right.
And then and they'll say, well, I got some work to do.
We need, we all do too. We all
You
need to
know,
learn.
and I'm still learning, so don't get
Right.
it twisted now because I'm still learning. I love it because the more I learn in this field that I've been in, I'm able to help people get bids. 'Cause
Okay.
a lot of times people have roofing jobs, have landscaping jobs, and don't know they can get a contract with a city.
Right.
And don't know how to do that,
Oh,
especially people of color.
wow.
So I have trained people how to do that. I've trained people how to get grant money from cities and things like that because I'm in a position where I'm learning to help other people.
Right.
to bridge that gap, you
Right.
know. But it's hard to bridge gaps when you're looking for those people to help fill them.
Right.
I
And then they
completely
get scared.
understand. Yeah.
They get scared when you tell them, you know, you can do X, Y, and Z, and then half the time either they don't have it together or they don't believe what you're talking about.
Right.
They don't believe you
Okay.
can do it for them.
Right.
And that's why I'm telling you, I had the power to help you. But, you know, but sometimes people are comfortable with being where they are.
Yes. Yes.
And then I have to pass the torch to somebody that don't look like us, because I'm a fair person.
Uh-huh.
Because I want I want to set the tape, you know, because everybody who's going to vote for me are not just going to be black, they're going to be white too.
Yes.
And they have pushed me too.
Mhm.
So I want to
Yes.
make sure I, you know, set the record straight that African Americans help me, but so have white people,
Mhm.
Italians, Chaldeans, and things like that. They help me in this race
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
a lot.
A lot.
So I can just push them to the side and say, you know,
Exactly.
that, you know, they don't have a part of my success because they have a huge part of my success.
How many people are you running against?
I'm running against four people, five altogether, including me.
Okay. So it's a total of 5 of y'all.
Yes, sir.
Have you had to like any backlash? Being a councilwoman of Eastpointe, you've helped people. Things might not have went the way that you tried to help someone and it didn't work. Have you had any backlash from those people? The people that couldn't get the help that that you said you could help them with?
I think I get a lot of backlash from African Americans sometimes.
Not
Really?
surprised.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because
I'm not surprised at all.
they want certain things, but they don't know that I'm fighting behind the scenes for certain things.
Mhm.
But people want you to be power to the people in front line. But when you're dealing with people of all backgrounds
Right.
and all people that have the same issues, you can't go in there like that.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
you have to be able to hold all type of hats. You know, and that's why sometimes the political world is so. We put so much emotion and it's more business to it
Okay.
than anything. If you don't have your business together, where you are white or black, you can't get it done.
Right.
Ooh.
You just can't get it done.
Right.
I had people call me so many times about the police department saying they're racist, but then I said, how can I fight for you? What do you want me to do? But then after they said I got pulled over by the police, then they license, they didn't have their license. The tags was messed up. They had a warrant out for the arrest. How do I fight for that?
You can't.
Exactly.
You can't.
I mean,
So basically, people are
That's
expecting you
crazy.
as a councilwoman right now
but
to-
me because I'm a black woman.
And you're a
but
black
other-
woman.
Yeah.
to fix all
To
that.
fix everything based on one group of people, but then we gotta have ourselves together too.
There you go.
Right.
There you go. There you go.
It's hard to fight when, you know what I'm saying, when things aren't together. Now, I don't oppose saying, you know, you shouldn't pull nobody over just because you assume they don't have a license
Right.
and stuff like that. I'm not for that,
Right.
but I'm behind the scenes fighting for that. But just because I didn't tell you and post it on social media doesn't mean I'm not doing my job.
Mhm. Mhm.
You know, it's conversations that every person has behind closed doors to fix things. Just because I haven't told you about those conversations,
Right.
that's not mean it's not taking place.
Right.
But at the same time, it's better to fight together when you have yourself. Things everybody got themselves together
Right.
to fight.
You have to
Then
do
I'm the
that.
only person that got myself together. When this person got one out for the arrest, this person this, and this. It's like, okay, well, I mean, how are we gonna fight this?
Right. Is the biggest issue coming from black residents of Eastpointe the police?
It's the police and the judge there.
Yeah, definitely. I hear it every day.
I hear it all the time, but we
Okay.
don't, and I have to let people know, of course, educating, because I have to learn. So when I say educating, it's not belittling people because I'm still learning. But education is important, 'cause you know. So a lot of people didn't know they elect their judges. They
Okay.
just thought that, you know, sometimes it can be appointed. Don't get me wrong, but he was elected by the people. And so I tell people, you elected. Oh, I didn't know we could elect him. I didn't know certain judges were
Really?
elected.
See, the
And I
problem-
go
Go
ahead.
ahead, Monique. The problem that I found with us that have moved across 8 Mile, we moved across for a particular reason. We moved across because we thought it would be better. We moved across because we thought we wouldn't have to deal with the mess from
Detroit,
white folks
right.
when we doing what we do.
Right.
And so some people, they go along to get along. They sit there, they let things happen, then they be quiet, just cower. Oh, I just want to live in my nice house with the nice clean cut grass and
Right.
keep it moving. But myself personally, I've gotten calls, or I have to personally go over there to the police station several times because of something happened with people who live in Eastpointe. You know, they don't have to sit back like you just said. Some of these people that got pulled over, they don't have their license, insurance, registration, nothing right. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Even though the police may overstep their boundaries, you know, that's why I come into play when they overstep the boundary.
Right.
You know, but now if you don't have all this, and then if you're scared to go over there and talk, because one wrong has been committed, don't mean 2 wrongs have to be committed.
Mhm.
That don't make it right.
Right.
So we got a lot of this going on out there. So like what you're saying, I inspire people to get your license, get your insurance, get your affairs in order.
Yeah.
if you're going to be riding through Eastpointe, because they out there all day long. I'm watching them every day, pulling over left and right. I'm watching tow trucks pull over left and right. I'm watching people walk away, angry and upset, left and right.
But they wasn't
what?
right in the beginning
Right,
with.
exactly.
Right.
Okay.
But my thing now is for the people who actually live in Eastpointe, brothers and sisters who actually live in Eastpointe. They need to get up. They need to understand what it means to go and vote November 5th.
November 5th, people.
How can you sit back if you don't like what's going on in Eastpointe, but you are a resident of Eastpointe? Some of you have been out there more than 20 years, but you won't step up and elect somebody who you think or know may be able to speak up for you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's my hope that we can get the individuals to the polls. We need to let the people know where these polls are.
Right.
I like a list of the polling places for the people in these points, so I can start posting it on my pages every day, so people will know this is where I go and vote. You know what I'm saying? Because some people don't even know where they go and vote at this point. So my whole thing right now is to keep this thing, to put some more fire up under it, you know, as best we can, to get these people.
So where
And
are?
not only if
Go ahead.
they don't know where to vote, some of them are probably not registered to vote.
I saw that too.
Yeah.
Oh, you're dealing with that also.
Yes.
With a lot of East Point residents.
It's a lot of young. I'm trying to get the millennials.
Okay.
You know, because a lot of older, not saying all, so let me put that in there, because people like, she said all of us, blah, 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 blah. No, I've seen a lot of younger people ready to get out and vote. I've seen a lot of people like, you know, from probably 20 to 45, you know, really they're ready to vote for me. And it's a lot of older-minded, comfortable people who are comfortable with certain people running their city and okay with that and don't want to see another person of color running. They're comfortable and don't want to see me, you know, get the seat.
Right.
I've dealt with that.
Right.
I've been told of that, and I've been stalked in this whole mayoral election by people that look like me. I have been, you know, certain organizations that have been against me that are African American, you know, organizations that I won't say, you know, that have not backed me. So it's a lot that goes with when you're trying to make a difference and trying to be the face of different and trying to educate people. People don't, sometimes people fear educated people. And you trying to educate a group of people about how to take their power.
Right.
People don't like that. Because it makes people, it changes the dynamics.
Right.
It changes the economics too.
Okay.
It changes, you know, because now you're getting people jobs. Now you're getting people a voice, you know. And people are okay with some people not having a voice because it keeps them superior. It keeps them having jobs.
Wow.
You know, so it's deeper than this election. It goes beyond everything, you know. And so getting people registered to vote is very important. I just did a drive with Captain Jay's owner. He did something in Eastpointe where if you register to vote, you get, you know, a special and things like that.
Right.
Just to get people to register to vote, just to see who people.
Just to register to vote.
Just to register to vote, just to see who wasn't or was.
Right.
You know.
Was there a big turnout or?
It wasn't.
Because they're ashamed.
Really?
It wasn't. I don't know if it's because of the time or we didn't get more publicity. People shared it like crazy.
Right.
But it's like, you know, because I remember that when the Popeyes had the chicken, everybody was crazy. And then that young man had to get people registered to vote. I was kind of embarrassed that that's the only way we got to do it.
Wow.
You know?
Wow.
We might have to set some chicken up at these polls.
Chicken sandwiches.
I hate to say that.
I ain't gonna hate to say it. I'm gonna say what it is.
That's crazy, but that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's just crazy.
They drive off what can you give me and what can you do for me?
I would think that more people, once you move out of the city of Detroit, that you want better for your community with people like us.
But see, this is the thing.
With a voice.
But like again, they don't know who Monique Owens is. They don't know that you have somebody that look like you that's sitting on the city council, because in your mind, I'm moving out here because of all the white faces and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? So in my mind, I've been out here all these years. All I know is white face. You know what I'm saying? I don't know that there's a black face at the table. You know what I'm saying? Because they're not interested. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot that goes on. They're just going on through their life, living their life the way they living it, and their homes, closing their doors, and that's just it. You know, so until...
I don't want those people.
You don't want those
are
people.
not the people I'm trying to reach because they already got set in their mind.
Exactly.
Okay.
What they want already. I'm trying to get the people who aren't registered to vote, who want to see something different, who working towards that.
Okay.
You know, and so those are the doors I want to knock.
Okay.
Not the people already set in their mind. I want somebody that don't look like me. I feel like they can do better. And they not even trying to fit. Don't even know my experience. They just basing it off. I'm comfortable. I remember when I first ran and I was getting petitions signed as council. It was me and my two daughters. getting signatures, and this African American guy, very intelligent. And I said, yeah, I'm running for council. I need your signature. He said, I'm not signing that. I said, okay, well, that's fine. He said, because I'm comfortable with having white people lead me. I'm comfortable. When I moved here 20-something years ago, it was probably me and a couple black people that lived in Eastpointe. Now y'all keep coming over here. I'm okay with that.
Oh,
and I was embarrassed because my daughters heard that.
So he's prejudiced against his own people.
Yeah, so you get a lot of that.
Yeah,
You get a lot of that.
Oh my God, I get a lot of that.
Does this running for mayor jeopardize you as far as being a councilwoman?
I'm saying I'm going to get elected, but if not, I still have a 2-year seat. So
Okay.
I don't. Yeah.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
okay. Okay. Good. Wow. So black folks have got uppity over at Eastpointe and are perfectly content
They're
with
okay
their
with that.
life.
And they're happy with the police pulling them over, kicking them in the behinds, and telling you, hey, get on, nigga, go back over there where you came from.
Maybe those aren't the ones.
Not
that's
all
getting-
of them like that. Now I gotta speak highly. Look, I still the boss there. Look, so
Okay.
not all of them. I can't say who's what,
Right.
but I value, because I used to be a police officer, so I'm kind of
Okay.
with the sheriff's department for 11 years. But I think that's the reason why people move to Eastpointe and the suburbs, because of the police, because of the hardcore policing, and that has kept me safe. So I enjoy having police officers doing their job, but we want to do it based on the job and not based on color.
Right.
And that's what I have.
Right.
That's my job in making sure they're doing their job based on the job. Because even if you pull somebody over, when I was a police officer, yeah, we're taught certain things, but the human part still come in. So if you a police officer and then your license not right, or and you just found out I got expired yesterday, give the person a chance. And I saw that in the police department.
Okay.
So now the past police, I can't, I wasn't there. I don't have anything to do with that. But my job going forward and what I've seen in the police department so far has been good.
Okay.
But we still got a lot of work to do.
If
Trust me.
you could narrow down one thing, the one thing that you want to change immediately in Eastpointe, what is it?
I would want to change voter turnout. I would want to change people from being renters to homeowners,
Oh,
and that's what I'm working on now. The houses that Eastpointe gets, every city gets from the county, and we buy them back. I want to be able to make those homes available for people who are renters,
okay.
because a lot of times these big investors buy all these homes, and then people are paying rent of $1,500, can barely feed their kids.
Yes.
$1,500 a month. I want you to be able to buy that house for $5,000, $6,000. You know what I'm saying? And try to provide a way where you can empower your own self. Empowerment to me is me helping people be successful without leaning on the government. Having your own business, bringing some more businesses to Eastpointe, growing businesses. How can I do that? How
Right.
can I empower you with my position? Because I'm not going to be there forever. So let me set some things together so when I leave, you okay.
Right.
And pass the torch and teach the other person how to keep it going. And so people don't know. I only got 4 years being a councilwoman, then 4 years as mayor. I might not want to do that forever, but I have to set things in place while we're there. And I don't think sometimes people do that. We get comfortable. We forget that, we can't do it forever. And
Right.
then people don't, are left behind.
Right.
So I don't want to leave anybody behind while I got this platform. I'm trying to do as much as I can, but I can't elect myself out of all these people. I need their help.
Right,
I
exactly.
need people to share my posts. I need the elected officials in Wayne County to help push me too. Yeah, we stay in certain counties and things like that, but I wish I can get their help too.
Right,
Especially
right.
these young African American elected officials, state reps and stuff like that. Now, Macomb County, I'm pretty much 1 out of 2 out the whole county that's African American. So I don't really know that world. I don't know them like that.
Right.
Some of those politicians are already clicked up and everything. But I do know people in Wayne County. So I'm asking people that are outside of, like he said, that's not even in Eastpointe, that's outside of the county. Use your voice. Use your platform to help this sister get where she needs to go. And sometimes, again, not saying all, sometimes there's jealousy there. So where do I go? You know what I'm saying?
We as black folks
I can see
are
that.
just
Where do you go? You feel like you don't fit
We
in.
don't stay together.
You know,
We don't stay
and
together.
and I'm trying to bridge that gap and show them something different. Yeah, we do got some work to do in our community. We do, but so do they. But
Right.
I'm not in their community, so I know those things.
Right.
I just know my own. Well, everybody do. But what my thing is, the people that do have it together, let me work with them. Now, the people who, you know, gonna be always the same way and things like that, I gotta leave them behind, you know, until God showed them something different. And sometimes people don't want to see nothing different.
Don't want to see nothing
They
different.
don't want, and that's okay, because you're happy there. And when people are happy and comfortable there, leave them where they at until they want to see something different.
Wow.
You know,
Wow.
because it's too much energy trying to change the mindset of a person when it's common sense and it's normal and things like that.
Right.
Their normal is not you
Right.
being a mayor. That's not their normal.
Right.
And we have become okay with that.
They
I've
feel
seen
like
that.
it's above them, and so no, why is she doing this? That's
And why
crazy.
you?
Exactly. That's
You know,
crazy.
yeah, and it's crazy, and it's
That's
like, you know,
sad.
what, it doesn't matter if I don't go to your church or not in your sorority or not in affiliation with your organization. I thought it was about the whole idea was to have somebody at the table, no matter what.
Exactly.
No matter what. When
Wow.
Trump was in office, yeah, he does a lot of dumb things. We know that. He has done a lot of good things too. Some people don't, you know, hit me on that. But at the same time, no matter what he does, dumb or not, they have his back.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what,
They do.
Right.
they have his back. You can't go up to certain people and talk about Trump. Whether they agree with you, they don't want to talk about him.
Right.
Because you're disrespecting my president.
Right.
And so we need to have those same conversations in protecting our brand.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Us.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if Kwame did X, Y, and Z. Yeah, he did some things, but I still want Kwame free. Free Kwame.
Free Kwame.
Exactly.
He did some good things too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we all fall short in things that we do. You know what I'm saying?
Now, if you were a male, do you think you have a different outlook? Does your gender play a negative role as you running for mayor, or is it just based on race?
I don't think it's on gender. I think me being a woman pushes me a little bit up
Okay.
there. You know, I
Okay.
think people want to see more. You know, have you know, we deal with a lot of women. We more sensitive, nurturing, and things like that. And people want to see that more in politics and things
Okay.
like that. Me being an African American, I think it helps too, because now since that whole, you know, community is changing,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I can, you know, help with that, you know, that change. And then me having a police officer background, know about the police and things like that, what they should and shouldn't do. So if a police officer, I mean, they do it every day. You know, you're a sheriff, you work more into the jails and stuff like that. But at the same time, you went to the same police academy, you stayed the same code of ethics and things like that.
Mhm,
And
mhm.
so I can monitor things because I have that experience in that, you know. And so people like that about me too, you know.
Yes.
So
And so you see this, you get the feeling, and you see what some people do gravitate to you, and some just don't.
yeah, some just don't, because it could be people probably don't because I'm a woman. Sometimes, you know, I've seen an African American. I hate that I have to keep saying African American. I've seen an African American man say, "I don't want you to run because I want to vote for a man." You know, I see,
Wow.
and they blunt with it, and I get it. So it's hurtful when it comes from us. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
It's because sometimes we have an idea of what they may say, and sometimes they be more supportive than what you think. So that's why I try to not say black people this, white people this, because it's a mixture.
Right.
Okay.
You know, but I'm more around when I go hit those doors. You know, African Americans tend to tell you a little bit more about what they think because we look alike. We have those, you know, those in the kitchen
Yeah.
conversations and
mhm.
mama sitting between your legs, braiding your hair conversations than you would with somebody that don't look like you. They're not going to tell you what their conversations are because
Okay.
they might be embarrassed about it, or they, you know, or they just don't want to tell you what they think.
Right.
You know.
Right.
I sat with a Caucasian lady not too long ago and told me, when you run for mayor, sometimes don't tell people you're the first African American. That bothers people. I've heard that too.
Wow.
So, you know, because when I ran, I was excited. Other people were excited. And some made people mad about that.
Wow.
It made people mad that because some people feel like, one, they didn't want it to be you because we don't know you. Where she come from? She's not part of our church. She's not part of our organization. She's not this, and this. She's not what we think should have been first. And that's fine if you think that way because I won anyway. So, and then, you know, then you got those people also like, you know, why did she run? Because we wasn't ready for that. We didn't want you. You know, so it's a whole different little things that I deal with on a day-to-day basis, you know. But at the same time, I still love my job.
Right.
I do, because I wouldn't be here meeting you. I wouldn't be here telling my story. I wouldn't be able to educate people. I was just at the school earlier this week, talking to kindergartners up to 5th grade, and they knew a little bit about what I did, and I was excited about that. And they were engaging. They weren't like, oh Lord, what a council? This is boring. Taxes.
Right.
This is boring.
Right.
They were able to have a conversation with their parent when they went home that their parent probably didn't even know themselves.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mom, we talked to the councilwoman,
Yeah.
and their mom like probably said, "What's that?" So now you have a
does she do?
conversation. What does she do? And I
Exactly.
sent home something about who I was for the parents, and I talked to the kids about what I do as a councilwoman, different levels of how I became one, what I need to do. I had to get petition signed. I had to turn it to the city clerk. I had to get a minimum of 100 signatures, take it to the city clerk to be on the ballot. They didn't know that. A lot of people don't know that,
Wow.
So it's
Just
different
100,
levels.
that's not bad.
Yeah, and I ended up getting 200 just in case, because if those people aren't registered to vote, they don't count.
They don't
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So a lot of
Okay.
people
So they
sign
gonna look
something.
their names up.
Yes, ma'am. They look
Wow.
their names up, and so that's why said let me get 200 just in case.
Right.
And so yes, ma'am.
So these polls, how many voting polls do we have at Eastpointe?
We have 14.
So we need a list of 14 different voting polls. And we need at least 14 different people to stand outside these polls November 5th.
Yes, sir. And I need people right now. If you can go to these doors, I looked up. It's about 3,000 people that I need. I need about 7,000 just to be. Well, let me go back to how many people voted when I was elected in the odd years compared to a presidential election. Now, presidential election in Eastpointe, about 26,000 people vote. In a odd year like this, only almost 3,000 people came out. That's very low.
Mm-hmm.
And probably 1,500 of those people probably had, I would say, probably 1,000 of those people or less were probably African Americans that came out. I need to boost that up.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I need them to really come out. I need somebody to tell somebody. We can share all the stuff about this pastor. I don't know about the pastor that people talking about. We can talk about so many different things, but then people don't want to talk about voting, but they want to talk about, well, the judge is racist. You can't go to Eastpointe. What are you doing about it?
Right.
What are you doing about
What
it?
are you doing about it?
Exactly.
Vote on that.
Yeah, do you
Right.
make a
Register
vote?
to
Right.
Yeah, register to vote.
And make it count.
Don't you, when I was going door to door, this lady said, I said, I need you to vote for me. She said, sure, I'll vote for you, but I'm leaving. I said, why are you leaving? Well, the police pulled me over. Everything is right and everything is good with me, and they still pulling me over. And I live here. Now I feel like a victim in my own city. I said, well, why you haven't contacted me? She didn't know who I was. But now that you know who I am, let's have that conversation.
Right.
Let me sit down with the director so he can see that it's a group of people that's being picked on or something like that. She never contacted me back. So when we
Wow.
have issues, and you have somebody fighting for you, and then you back down, then I'm the one screaming, and I'm looking like the crazy
No, you're
African-American black woman,
right.
and they're like, let's get her out of there because she's causing problems. But that's why I said it takes a group of people to help me say this is evident. I need evidence.
Right.
I don't need complaints.
Right.
I need people with names. I need people to show up. I need people to, tell me what they need from me.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, they need to know that I'm there for them. I'm there sitting at the table. But if you're not reading your newspaper that you get for free at your door, CNG, I was in that newspaper for almost, 2 years. They had me on the front page or in there, giving me so many, opportunities to show my face and let people know who I am. Macomb Daily. I was on Channel 4 News. With the ranked choice voting, that was a Google search. It's like,
Okay.
So I don't know how to get to you. So I guess I have to get to you by knocking on your door and say hi.
We got
I'm your
more.
councilwoman.
Go ahead.
I hear that the over there. So is it like black people stay over here and white people stay here?
That's how the Department of Justice had it. Unfortunately, you're partly right on that. How they had it set up with the ranked choice voting was they wanted to make Eastpointe a district, like Detroit district. And how they had a district was, this is the black side, this is the white side. I didn't like that. So now you're telling me I can only be elected by people that look like me. Now that limits me. I don't think I should just be elected by people that look like me. I want to be elected by Asians, Chaldeans, white people, because I have the experience that they need.
Right.
They need the same thing black people need. And they can get that from me too.
Right.
And I don't want us to, and I fought against that because I don't want to limit myself by thinking I can only be just enough for a certain group of people. And I'm just, in that box. Don't put me in that box.
Right.
So, and then how would you disperse funding to a black area and a white area. How would that go?
Right.
You know,
Right.
and then my thing, I didn't like that concept. So that's when the ranked choice voting came, because they did have a black area, and then when I got elected in, that area that they called the black area was where all my votes were at.
Okay.
So, you know,
Okay.
and so at least I can target. I know where to target it at.
Right.
But I need them to come out though.
Right.
Exactly.
That's the
Show up.
thing.
Yeah, I need to
Exactly.
show up.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, you
Exactly.
know, so I had to target where we go. You know, I went to beauty salons and stuff like that, and, you know, boutiques and stuff, because I love that too, of course. But I just had to target certain things. And I had to, you know, talk to a lot of, because when those businesses started coming into Eastpointe, a lot of people got mad. At first I got mad too. Then I had to understand when I seen all these boutiques and beauty shops and things like that. I said, well, we need that. That's my culture. That's what we need.
At the beginning,
No.
why did you get
I was
mad?
just about to ask.
The reason I got mad is because I didn't think it was a need for so many things. I wanted a diverse
Okay.
businesses.
Okay.
You know, I would like a Whole Foods. I would like a grocery store. I would like this. I don't want the same business. You know,
Okay.
even if it was a shoe store, I don't want to keep seeing shoe stores. I don't want to keep seeing Rite Aids
Right.
or Family Dollars or Dollar Trees. You know what I'm saying? I want diverse things that build a community up.
Mm-hmm.
You know, where are my karate, you know, or mentorships and things like that? I didn't want those same things.
Right.
But then I learned, well, it's a need for that as well.
Right.
So I sat down with a guy who, before I ran for mayor, he was a white guy, Italian, and he sat down with me. He wanted me to help him run for mayor. This is before I said I was going to run. He's like, yeah, because I'm getting tired of seeing beauty salons and blah, blah, blah. I said, but then I had to kind of understand, because I seen where he was at, because I was there too. But then I had to research and understand that's who we are, though. And I had to let him understand. I said, you know, your wife has, you know, straight hair and things like that. She might can go into bow rigs and come back out in 15, 20 minutes. As an African American woman, it might take us 2 hours or more. So we probably need a little bit of more of those businesses to cater to our culture.
Right.
Just like if you go to Dearborn, they got businesses that cater to their culture, the way they live.
That's true.
Yes.
And so when a community is changing, it's going to, you know, be around that culture.
Exactly.
Beauty salons and things like that cater to them. Because I was like, dang, I can't even find a person to do my locks at first. Now I'm bothered. So then you need those things that cater to those group of people.
Right.
And a lot of people just seen it as a negative, you know, because, this
Let's
is
be real now. They see there's black folks moving into
Yes,
Eastpointe.
and it's tons. It used to be a time where I would never find a beauty supply there. Ever.
Yeah, it
Right.
was just
Now it's
Sally's.
tons of them now. Yep.
Yeah.
We got Councilwoman Monique Owens here in the studio with us, WHPR Radio, Wake Up Radio. Also, she's running for mayor of Eastpointe. So I need all my people from Eastpointe, listen up. Get out there to the polls. There are 14 polls, right?
Yes,
There's going to
sir.
be 14 polls. We got to get y'all out there. First, we got to get y'all registered to vote.
Yes.
Can't go to the polls if you ain't registered.
Right. So can they go to any poll, or they have to go to a designated poll?
They have a designated poll.
Wow.
And what's so awesome about now, because we get so many chances, we got to start using them. You can't be babied in this in growing up.
Uh-huh.
They allow you to register to vote the day of election now.
Oh,
Wow.
that's good.
You can go to,
That's
but you
great.
have to do it at your city clerk. You can't do it at the polling station.
Right,
You
right.
have to go to the city clerk. A lot of people don't know that. And what we don't know, they use it. It can be used against you because you should have known. You
should know, right.
But if you don't know how to ask the questions, you don't know.
Right.
I don't know. Sometimes you don't know what to ask.
Right.
To get the
right.
information. So you can be a felon. I ran into a felon. He didn't even know he could vote. And when I told him he could, he was excited. He took one of my shirts. He put it on that day. It was cold outside. He put it right in his car. He was so excited.
Okay.
Because I wanted to let him know you have power. You know, I know you was behind bars and stuff like that, and you did what you did. And, you know, but now it's time to use your power.
Right,
You know,
right,
and elect the right person that's going to serve you. And so he was excited about that. So felons, you can go vote. If you're not registered, you can register the day of.
Tell them once again where to go register.
You can go register to vote if it's the day of election at the city clerk's office, right on Gratiot. It's right on Gratiot, right past 9 Mile.
9 Mile, yep.
Yeah. So
What's the name of the building?
it's the city
Oh,
hall.
City
yes,
Hall,
ma'am.
City Hall,
Yeah,
okay.
City Hall. Great
Oh, yeah,
question.
can't miss that.
Yeah, so a lot of people do though. A lot of people do because people be like, "Oh, is that the place you were playing?"
It's right across the street from UPS, Hertz,
Yes, it is.
and my old spot, the rental place.
Yeah.
The rental place. So
The rental
yeah.
place. Where you go pay your water bills, everybody.
Yeah,
Where you go
okay.
pay your water bills. So so you can register to vote up to the day of election. The polls open at 7, I believe, or I'm gonna be there at 7, be there the whole day, and they close at 8 p.m. So be there. We also, if you have to work that day, we have absentee, no excuse, absentee voting. So if you got to work that day, you don't feel like coming outside, you don't feel like waiting in line, fill it out.
Let them know.
And let you know.
We're looking for 14 volunteers.
14.
November 5th.
There you go.
14 volunteers, one for each poll.
We need double that. We need 28 because we want people to take shifts.
Gotcha.
So if you can't do the whole time, at least you can do probably like, a shift here, a couple hours here and things like that. So I always try to do above and beyond just to make sure, we have those people sitting in the seats. Even if, you're not needed at the polls, I need you right now. I need you to share a post. I need you to let people know I'm running. If you don't know what I do, all you have to do is Google Councilwoman. What does a councilwoman do? I have to do it. That's why I'm here.
Okay.
Google what a mayor does. Google what a governor does. Google what a state rep does and how it affects you. And you might want to become it too.
There you go.
Right.
There you go. All right, it's about almost that time. I want to get closing thoughts from everyone. Let's start with Councilwoman Monique Owens. What's your closing thought?
My closing thought is I just want to let everybody know you can do all things through Christ. We always talk about God, but we don't, just to be comfortable, but we don't use him to the highest that he can be used. So get out the box that you've been trained to be in and let God elevate you to what he wants you to be.
Beautiful. Jackie O, what's your closing thought, sweetie?
I'm on that same thing that she just said about your comfort zone, because we have so many people stuck in their comfort zone and they always never really want to support you because they don't want you to do better than them. They will support you as long as you're here, but once you start elevating, you lose that. So I'm on the same lines as that.
There we go. JB, what's your closing thought, sweetie?
I'm piggybacking right off of them too.
All right.
Definitely. We have to support each other. We have to do better. We have to do better. We have to learn more, and we have to pay attention. And reading definitely is something. Someone give me something. I didn't read it. I'm like, okay, I'll fold it up, put it in my coat pocket, get home, and throw it away. But yes, try to pay attention more to things that's going on around you, because definitely it affects you, regardless you think it don't or not. And yes, stop being so judgmental, because no one here is perfect.
There you go. Bosley. No, OG.
Yes.
What's your closing thoughts, sir?
My closing thoughts today center around Eastpointe.
Okay.
And Monique Owens.
Okay.
And the brothers and sisters that live and occupy Eastpointe.
Yes.
Every day, not knowing that you have a face that looks like you, ready to represent you in your cause, especially if you're right. Get up. November 5th.
Get up.
Tell these people to get up and go vote November 5th. Find one of these 14 polls. If you aren't a registered voter, go down to Eastpointe City Hall and register at the clerk's office to go and vote November 5th. It is important that we get out there and vote. It's not, like she said, about becoming the first black woman mayor of Eastpointe or the first black woman or mayor of Eastpointe, period. It's about having somebody that look like you that can represent you and that she expressed to you.
Yes.
There are things that you don't know that she's able to do. You know what I'm saying? She can help you with grants. She can help you with your business endeavors. She can help you become homeowners in Eastpointe. So we don't have to hear like the one young lady, and I've heard people too say that they want to leave Eastpointe because of the harassment from the police. But see, you want to move because of the harassment from the police, but you don't want to speak up and try to seek the help to get somebody to speak for you to deal with the problem.
There you go.
I hear people always talking about this judge whom I hadn't seen yet.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But when I have to see this judge, it's not going to be because I had an infraction or I have to sit before him. It's going to be because somebody genuinely had a problem. And therefore, here I am now sitting here ready to put this judge on blast and to help get him off that seat.
Right.
So don't wait and call me when things happen out in Eastpointe, as some people do, and you don't want to go and speak up. Like you said, don't let her be the one standing at the front of the helm, and
All
you
by
are
herself.
running. You know what I'm
All
saying?
by
So
herself.
get up, go vote November 5th. We need 28 volunteers to go to these polls. So if you just sitting at home doing what you do, I'm not gonna say what you may be doing, anything of that nature. It's not about the candy liquor video, nothing of that nature. Get up and come and support, volunteer, stand at these polls, and let's get these people to vote for Monique Owens for mayor of Eastpointe November 5th.
There you go. I like that. My closing thought is actually from Monique Owens. Vote for her. She opened my eyes to our lack of education
Yeah.
Yeah.
that we have when it comes down to certain things once we get comfortable. Let's not be comfortable anymore. Can't be comfortable and fight the fight. You got to get out that box like she said. Get out that box. Thank you, Monique Owens. Councilwoman Monique Owens.
Yes.
Don't get out there and vote. November 5th, right? Is that
Yes,
it? All right, November 5th. We'll see y'all next Saturday. Wake Up Radio.
All right.
Thank you, guys.
That was great.
It's great.
So, how do I stop this watch party?
Just hit watch party. Just hit stop.
I don't see it.
Okay, how do you stop this thing?
Oh, the green one?
What does it say at the bottom?
It doesn't say anything.
Oh, share. Hit share.
Share.
I hit share.
Let me see share.
Oh, here we go. Share now.
Share now.
Where's the share at, though?
Go all the way down and up. All right, Jackie. Now let's open it.
Well, the others already opened theirs.
I'm open mine like that. I feel more
I hope you
special.
can fit that.
If it ain't a 5X, I ain't.
Oh, well, you did. You did.
You better not be no little bitty story. 3X? Do I look like a 3X woman?
That was the biggest size.
How you gonna play me like this? I want to be. Maybe this would be my goal for next year to try to get down to the shirt. It is. That could be my goal.
Yeah.
Try to get down to
Are
the
you
shirt.
on a goal? Are you on a goal?
I usually don't make a New Year's resolution
Don't make New Year's
or anything or a goal, but I want to start at the first because I want to get into this one piece when I go to Florida for my birthday. So this is gonna be my
That will
goal.
be your motivation.
Yeah, this is gonna be my motivation.
It's a bottle opener in there too.
Ooh, is it for what I like to drink? Ain't that, or it's just a regular bottle opener?
No, it doesn't have on there.
Some dice. I like this. Now you want me to go to Vegas and go gamble?
Yes.
Great show, ladies and gentlemen. Great show.